níbẹ̀ ń wo nílé lóko. Ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Hey guys, it's Adirunke again. Today I'd like to start a series that I've not really attempted before, and it's on Yoruba prayers. So I would give like one-liner statements that would be prayers essentially that you could include in your prayers, and I'll tell you what they mean. So the first one would be Kama toju orun de oju iku. Kama toju orun doju iku. If you hear Kama toju orun doju iku or Aoni toju orun doju iku, what would that mean? Aoni toju orun doju iku. Kama toju orun doju iku. Let me tell you what the first one is. Kama toju orun doju iku. I'm going to give word for word transliterations like I often do. Ka is a combination of two words. Ka is a combination of two words. Ki and a. And ki is me. A is we. I've mentioned it in one of my videos that the Yoruba people will take two words, sometimes three, in fewer cases four, and combine them, make them one word. It's the way that we speak, so it has obviously developed into how we write as well. So ka is a combination of two words. Ki, a, me, we. Ki is me, a is we. Ma is not. Ma is not. When you see ma in a sentence, there's a good chance that it is negating something. Ma, not. It's negating not. Toju is a combination of two words as well. Ti, oju. Ti is from. In this context, ti, from. Oju can be eyes. If you've seen my video on body parts, you know this. Oju can be eye. It can also be face in general. So one's face in general is oju. However, in this context, it could be point or the height of something, the point of something, the height of something. So if you say oju ino, for example, you're saying like the person is in the middle of fire, like the person is feeling it seriously. You say oju no lowa. You're saying that person is really like in the fire. It's a metaphor for they're really experiencing something. So that would be the height of or the point of, It can also be the face of. So these are contexts where oju would mean different things. Oju could be eye. It could be the face in general. It could be a point to something. It could be the eye to something. Orun is sleep. Orun is sleep. Doju is a combination of two words as well. De and oju. De is sort of like, if you were to transliterate, it's more of like a get to. De is get to. De, mo fe de, eko. I want to, mo fe, I would like to, I would be delighted to. De is get to. Eko is Lagos. So mo fe de Eko. I would like to, I want to get to Lagos. So de is get to. Oju again is the face or the point or the eye to something. And then iku, many people know this, it's death. Iku is death. So ki ama ti oju orun de oju iku. This one starts with a may we not. Now, I would prefer to not say may we not. I prefer to say we will not, because that's the Yoruba people's way of praying. If you've seen my video on Ashe, I've talked about this, the fact that we like to manifest, and it is why we say Ashe in the first place. It's like a command. I've talked about it in the video. I don't want to start explaining another video in this one. I encourage you to watch it. I was saying it in that video that even the way that you pronounce Ashe, the vibration that you cause, because spelling is very important, right? It's a combination of spell and in, the action of casting a spell. That is what spelling is. So each time that you open your mouth to say something to the universe, you are casting a spell. You don't have to be a witch. So it's not until you dress in witch's regalia. There's no witch's regalia. It's not the weird looking art. That's not that's Halloween. But it's not until you dress in some sort of fancy spiritual robe, or like you put so many crystals on your neck and you start to cast spells when you speak. Even just by talking, that you can make someone feel a certain type of way by what you say. So you're changing something in them without even like touching them whatsoever, or you don't even have to be near them. It could be over the phone, but you could literally turn someone's life upside down by what you say. So when we spell, right, we cast spelling. So ashe, when you say ashe, you are sort of grounding whatever you say. And that is why when we pray as well, we should always say that we will not instead of may we. The Christian prayer, or like, I don't know if the Muslim prayer is like this too, is the may we not, it's sort of like this more delicate, oh please help us. It doesn't really recognize that we already have the power to declare whatever we want to declare and to be. I mean, some people pray like that. I don't want to say the Christian prayer in general, but it's often, oh may we not, the way that I've heard people pray. So I'd like to use the we will not instead. So aoni, toju orun dojuku will be the we will not. A is we, o is another way of negating. Apart from ma, o is also another way of negating, but ma would not work in this context. So o in this sentence structure. So o, not, ni is will. A oni, we will not. A is we, o is not, ni is will, toju is toju, from the point or the height or the face of Orun, sleep, doju, get to, de oju, so get to, the face or the point or the height of, iku is death. So what does that mean? So the first one is kama, and that is, may we not, from the point of sleep, get to the point of death. May we not, from the point of sleep, get to the point of death. May we not, from the point of sleep, get to the point of death. And of course, the translation of that would be, may we not die in our sleep. May we not die in our sleep. However, with the way that I like to pray, it's not just, oh, may we not. No, we already have that. If it works with the universe, we can say, this is what we would like. It doesn't mean that we are being disrespectful to any deity, or we are being, it's just manifesting what we want, essentially. So, aoni, toju orun dojuku. This one is, we will not. We will not. From the point of sleep, get to the point of death. So instead of may we not die in our sleep, this one is, we will not die in our sleep. You're casting a spell. We will not die in our sleep. And of course, if you're praying with someone, if there are like two people praying or more, of course, the other persons would respond by saying ashe. Ashe wa. So aoni toju orun dojuku. You could say kama toju orun dojuku if you're more of the, oh, may we not. But if you are more of the, we will not. You are more of the, let me manifest what I want type. That is aoni toju orun dojuku, which is we will not die in our sleep. Kama toju orun dojuku, may we not. Aoni toju orun dojuku, we will not. And the persons that you're praying with, let's say you're with your children or you're with your whatever, they would respond by saying ashe or ashe wa. Wa is just sort of is grounding whatever is said further. So if you have any questions regarding this, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to respond to your questions. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day and goodbye. Oh, by the way, in many movies that they produce now, they would sometimes create a scene. Let's say let's say like there's a gate man, because in Nigeria we have gates. So I guess for security and for, I don't know, privacy, I guess. I found that outside the country, it's like it would be really weird to certain people to see the big giant gates that people fence themselves in. So there's usually like a gate man sleeping, obviously because it's tired. The way that workers are treated in the film industry, the way that workers are portrayed and the way that they are treated has to be addressed. It's the way that housemaids are treated in movies, the way they are ridiculed and sometimes slapped, and like you can tell that these characters are in absolute fear of their bosses, and it's the reality in real life. So that has to be addressed, the way that people treat others. Sometimes there are even migrant workers too in Nigeria. They could be from Togo, or they could be from, they don't get paid by the hour. Their bosses get paid. So essentially the people that brought them from the different countries, and so they are not always treated nicely. But that's the story for another day. There's usually like a gate man sleeping, and maybe he slept off and he didn't open the gate, for example, and the madam of the house, the owner of the house, the wife of the owner of the house, or the owner of the house herself, comes in and she says, why are you sleeping? Like kilo or something like that. Why would they even say it? Because that is awful. So it means sooner than later, or sooner or later, whatever, you will soon, from the point of sleep, get to the point of death, which means you will soon die in your sleep, which is awful. It's absolutely awful. You would laugh sometimes, like even with the way that this situations are portrayed. They are portrayed in such a funny way that you would laugh. But when the movie is done, you really think about it like, wow, do you really think we should be portraying like workers this way, in the way that they are treated? So I just found that recently it has become a trend. Also, they will say it in such a sarcastic way. So I guess it's not something that we should be saying. We should be instead saying that we will not. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.